presented by EA Sports. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Gray. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
2nd and 6. And his throw is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now it's the former Badger Dare Ogunbowale. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. It isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
2nd and 2. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll run it now with Gray. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get him the football back. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Townsend. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. And to give this time to the tailback. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front, that's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game and they know it helps their team.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now back to throw. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
He finds his man, complete. It's Townsend. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
LA set to take over again on offense.
And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
So that'll back him up 5. The false start hurts him there a bit, backs him up to 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find Willis. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
He juked him. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball down.
Under pressure, they got him again. Taco Charlton, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On third down, Eldridge. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
L.A. readies for its next possession.
They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Gray. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this one is incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw caught there by Willis. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Gray. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Rocked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On is the Chargers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Townsend. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll drop to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's got his man. It's White. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we'll send you across town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll try and start this drive under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. They're going to look to throw. This is caught by Dare Ogunbowale. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line.
Dallas offense set for this next drive.
The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back. unsuccessfully.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He shakes him off. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. On the ground, it's Gray. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Space to run past the 20. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. 31 yards.
And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's third down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The Cowboys on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
The Chargers ready to take over. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 3rd down, it's Gray, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second down, here's an option right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to
go. Looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Gray.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics, he's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
On first down, Bradford. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Back to throw here.
Looks to the sideline and has Mims, who makes a catch.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Gray. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Willis.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this defense, they needed that one more stop to have any chance, but that completion, that's likely going to seal their fate.
And you could hear it in your voice, that one more stop.
I feel their pain.
Oh, it was so important. They just didn't get it done. Wow, what a way to finish this one off.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And not all W's are created equal, CD. And this one came in shutout fashion.
The offense certainly didn't need to do anything. day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got.